Hello and welcome to episode 26, Back Body. Today we are going to be focusing just on the back of our body. So this other half of the coronal plane, we're going to try to open that up because for obvious reasons it's behind us. We don't really pay attention often or see that it's there. And so this episode is going to be about getting more energy flow in this area. But first, I would recommend getting a ball or you might have one of those big foam rollers and rolling that area out all around the back so you can waken that up. I like to use a softball. Some people use a tennis ball. And I like to get into those very tender places, those awkward little places in between the muscles that, are sore just from everyday use. And so we could do those. And there's another thing we could also do, which we've done a lot back in India in my class at Sub Body. You can lay on your back, then you can start shaking. And you can start at your hips and let the wave pulse through you. You can feel it's like a massaging action all throughout the back of your body. But it is good for your whole body. But I would say especially it's very nice to awaken that behind part of the body. So you could do that for a while, and it's also great for a sort of relaxation. Do that for a while, and then we can begin this lesson here. So we can first start with just going behind, maybe even looking behind. We don't often do that. We don't often look like so. You start exploring the space. You could either think of the negative space, so you're touching all the various spaces behind you, places you don't really touch. Don't forget your legs. Or you could also think of your body doing it. So there's two ways. You could think of your positive space body actually touching, or you could think of the space itself and perhaps it's sucking your body parts into it, into that space. So you're just exploring, how does that feel like to explore behind you? You could think, what is behind you? What is that shadow that tries to get you down and you can never really see? What does that feel like? You can brainstorm that. Then when you find it, perhaps try to dance that shadow that's behind you. Try to dance that shadow that barely ever gets any attention, just gets ignored, so it comes up with interesting, tricky ways to tell you that, oh, I am definitely here, right behind you, as I always have been. So, sort of putting a flashlight onto this whole behind world. So another thing you could do is we can go back to the first episode, which was Ashwalk, and we could do the exact same thing but backwards, and the focus could be on as if the back side of our body is the front side of our body. So it's the same thing, it's just we are going in reverse. And it's a good idea anyway with any movements that you do. It's great to figure out what is the reverse of it. It's very great for your body. So there's a key point I'd love to emphasize with using this back body, and really any of the body. Locate any areas that are tight, any areas that say, no, don't even come close to me. Come close to them. You know, if you have to be very gentle, be very gentle. But we need to spark movement. The body is not about zombie-like stiffness. Everything has to be aware, like little eyes everywhere in your body. Everything is to be aware. And if it doesn't want to be aware, perhaps move around it until eventually perhaps you can pinpoint and put an eye right on that spot to where it has been blind all this time. Just the important point is just to attempt to move that area, to put life into it. So another thing you could do is use props. You can see I look kind of strange here. I put my clothes in reverse, and you can practice like so with props, showing that your back body is your forward body. And how does that feel like? How does that feel like? Or you can turn around and picture the back of your body in front of you and you're walking backwards. See? Switch it around. Switch it around. How is that?